The frank and uncompromising discussions on Europe and the world's efforts to protect biodiversity continued apace on day 3 of Green Week. This session saw participants calling on the EU to redouble its efforts to promote nature conservation as a matter of urgency.
If you look at, are we realising our targets, our goals? No, it isn't, because we had a goal to halt the loss of biodiversity in 2010. We failed, and we failed miserably if you look at the figures. On the other hand, with Nature 2000, we do have a unique instrument in our hands. So my view is we shouldn't throw it away, we should improve on it. And that's, I think, what we discussed today.
And this session on nature's role in climate change heard delegates calling for biodiversity to be considered in all areas of policy making.
If the GF is to come back to Green Week, and we thank the EU for its kind invitation, and we're really fascinating about what it's achieving, we would welcome seeing more of the other commissioners, because we do believe that mainstreaming biodiversity in all the sectors where all the benefits and the sustainable development comes from is essential.
At this session, which asked how moves to protect biodiversity could be taken forward after 2010, representatives of big business said they were not always the eco-villains.
Sustainable companies, through sustainable products, innovation, technology, good regulation, they're the ones that can mobilise resources. They're the ones that can take pressure off biodiversity, use ecosystem services more effectively. So yeah, I guess that would be it. We're often seen as the problem. I think we're a bigger part of the solution.
The session on invasive species heard how apparently mundane actions can have seriously unexpected consequences.
Local actions, chucking out your aquarium water or throwing that plant over your neighbour's fence, can in the end have much wider spread consequences.
This session discussed ways of linking biodiversity and food security and heard from a representative of the banana industry. In Central and Western Africa, that food, the plantain banana, feeds more than 300 million people. It faces many threats, including disease, climate change or over-exploitation of certain varieties to the detriment of others. Later in the day, delegates heard of the huge effect urban populations have on biodiversity, both in towns and cities and in rural areas.
The people in cities now constitute the majority of the world's population, and the people that live in cities also consume the majority of the world's resources. So if people in the city are not exposed to biodiversity and an understanding of its importance, then they're not made aware of it.
And as ever, participants could visit 3 floors of stands at the Green Week exhibition.